Good day, everybody. Jewel here with the weather for you for the lower 48 today, of course, Wednesday, the 11th day of December 2019. Thanks so much for joining me and checking out the weather with me today. I appreciate it very much. Please, if you're into the weather, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and check off all to ensure you get all the latest in weather news, forecasts, watches, warnings, and any weather-related things that may come up that may cause you harm or hinder you in what you're doing today. Of course, we're looking at the watches and warnings map, and we're going to start out right over in this area for Long Island, Connecticut, and parts of Massachusetts. For Long Island, a little bit of light snow today. You might pick up for today, not what has happened, but just for today. You might pick up about an inch of snow today. In the Boston area, you might get anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of snow today. And for Connecticut, it's looking like, for the most part, an inch, 1 inch of snow. Now, of course, these things can vary. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now, everything that we see that is in the gray, down in Florida, Texas, parts of New Mexico, like that, a little bit of California, these are fog advisories. It's very, very foggy. This fog should burn off by lunchtime, if not before, but it's going to make travel this morning and your commute to work very, very hazardous. So please be aware and slow down. Make sure you got your high beams on. These parts of New York, snow, snow, snow. The heaviest snow is going to fall up in Michigan, as you can see, where they have that little bit of pink for like 3 counties for a winter storm warning. Now, we've got winter weather advisories for Wisconsin, also for Minnesota. That's going to be something else. And boy, have you guys had the cold, cold temperatures. Bless your hearts. We're going to talk about all that in just a moment. Got some snow over in Idaho, and also some snow over in parts of Wyoming, as you can see, and that goes down into Utah. The wind is going to blow. It's going to be cold, and I have a couple of these I need to run past you guys this morning. We do have this wind chill advisory. It's going to remain in effect until noon today, and we have a winter weather advisory in effect from 10 p.m. tonight until noon tomorrow for portions of north central and northwest Wisconsin and east central and northeast Minnesota. Now, you could get some snow of 3 to 5 inches. Expect at least 1 to 3 for the higher elevation areas of the North Shore area. For the wind chill advisory, very cold wind chills as low as 30 below zero. Now, this winter weather advisory is from 10 p.m. this evening till noon tomorrow, Central Standard Time. For the wind chill advisory, it lasts until noon tomorrow. Plan on slippery road conditions. Hazardous conditions can impact the morning commute for tomorrow, and these are going to be very dangerous cold wind chills and could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 10 minutes. I know you guys remember a few days ago I showed you all this cold air was going to be coming down in this area, and these very cold wind chill values of 25 to 35 degrees below zero. They're going to persist all morning across the northeastern sections of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. Now, this wind chill advisory, I can't say it enough. If you're going out, it's in effect until noon today for the entirety of the Northland. Now, an area of low pressure is going to pass to our south for tonight into tomorrow, and then it should spread this snowfall across much of the region. And the snow will begin this evening, or it should, and then taper off around midday tomorrow with accumulations of 2 to 5 inches. That's expected along and south of Minnesota Highway 210 in northeast Minnesota, with 3 to 6 inches across northwest Wisconsin. And as I've showed you, this winter weather advisory is in effect for these areas from 10 p.m. tonight through noon tomorrow. I know sometimes the GFS map shows snow and you don't get any. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen, it just doesn't hit the ground. Let's take a quick look before we get into so much stuff this morning at the freezing altitude map. Now this is for 7 a.m. this morning. Wherever it is light and white, it is a freezing altitude closer to the ground. The darker it is, the higher it is up. It doesn't necessarily mean, let's take New Jersey for example. Up in the northern sections, it's all white. If you look very closely when you get to the southern section, it's got a little bit of green tinge to it. That means it's a little bit warmer down here. You can see the timestamp here. We're just going to move it up throughout the day. We'll go to around lunchtime, 1 o'clock this afternoon. You can see where the warmer air in the altitude is, closer to the ground. All of the white, this is much, much cooler air. And I will click right here to show you an example. 900 foot is 900 foot. 900, you got to go up 900 feet in the air for it to freeze. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean if you've got some warm circulating underneath it's going to stick, but you could get a little bit of snow in that altitude reading. As we move on along, we'll move up to around 8 p.m. tonight, and you can see how this moves on along. Now, as we look at the categorical outlook, so far as severe thunderstorms today, we're not expecting any, no tornadoes, no downdraft winds, no hail, nothing like that. We could have a splash and dash thunderstorm pop up over here in the northwestern section of Washington State and for a large portion of Florida. But so far as anything being severe, it should not be. Now, as we take a look at the 3 km NAM, this is courtesy of Tropical Tidbit. Of course, this is going to run for the next 60 hours through the next few days. And what can we expect before I turn it on? Heavy snow for the mountains of the Pacific Northwest and northern Central Rockies. That's what you guys can expect. Light to moderate snow over the upper Great Lakes. And the temperatures are going to be 10 to 25 degrees below average over the upper Midwest. And I've showed you and I've talked about them. The wind chill advisories for parts of the upper Midwest are going to be something else. So let's just turn this on right quick and let it roll. Now, the rain changing over to snow over the I-95 corridor this morning will cause some travel concerns. Now, the snow should taper off over the northern mid-Atlantic and northeast by this evening. Then a weak system over the Great Lakes should move eastward off the northeast coast by tomorrow. Now, the system will produce snow and lake-enhanced snow over the Great Lakes that will move into the lower Great Lakes by tonight. Now, the snow should dissipate over New England by tomorrow afternoon. Meanwhile, we got a wave of low pressure, and it's going to develop over parts of the northern high plains that will move eastward into the Great Lakes overnight tomorrow, moving into parts of Canada by Friday morning. Now, this snow will develop over parts of the northern high plains this evening, moving into the upper Mississippi Valley, upper Great Lakes by tomorrow morning, and the snow will continue over the upper Great Lakes through Friday morning. In addition to all that, we got upper level energy out over California, and it's going to move eastward to the Tennessee Valley by Friday. Ahead of this energy, moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and Atlantic will move over the southeast for this evening and continue northward into the northern mid-Atlantic and the Ohio Tennessee valleys by Friday. Rain will develop over parts of the southeast overnight tomorrow, expanding northward into the Tennessee Valley, mid-Atlantic by Friday. Now, as this moisture moves northward, an area of rain and freezing rain will develop over parts of the central southern Appalachians overnight tomorrow night and go through Friday. Elsewhere, energy offshore over the west coast going to move inland to the Great Lakes, Tennessee Valley by Friday, and the energy will be followed by more weak up-level energy over the western sections through Friday. And onshore flow is going to be aiding in producing rain and higher elevation snow over the Pacific Northwest and northern central California for today. That's going to last through Friday, and some scattered snow should develop over parts of the northern central Rockies by this evening, and it should last until at least some point on Friday. Now, as we wrap this up, this is the general average precipitation rate on the regular GFS map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. It's been showing off and on all this real nasty starting down here in Texas around Christmas. So let's just zoom it up. The GFS, the European model, and the other models, some they have not been in agreement. They show a lot of the same stuff happening. They show it at different times happening. They're not together. They show it totally a different scenario. So we're just going to click this up slowly but surely. You can see the timestamp up at the top. We're going to move on up now till we get to Christmas Eve. You can see here's one of the systems here. It looked really, really bad last night, but it's changed now. The GFS is beginning to calm down. This is snow, this is light snow, and this is freezing rain. The pink, of course, is freezing rain. The darker it is, the more it is with any color case. So keep that in mind. Now we're up to the 23rd. Here we are, Christmas Eve, midnight on Christmas Eve. Well, really, it's the day before Christmas Eve, midnight, okay? This is what it's looking like. Looking like if this all plays out, we'll have to wait and see. It's still a few days down the road, and you know how it can change. But we do have some snow over Utah and Nevada, and up in the higher ranges of Arizona. Rain down here in Texas, Louisiana. We'll click on through slowly but surely. You can see how things progress to the east, looking like some snow up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, along with some freezing rain in the lower parts of Michigan here. Still got Christmas Eve going on. Now we're midnight Christmas Eve, exactly Christmas morning. We got snow, as you can see, that's coming through parts of Nebraska, parts of Wyoming. When we get to Iowa, we got it all. Rain, freezing rain, and snow. We got snow to the south of all that. As we move along, this rain intensifies. We're still on Christmas Day now. This is the 12Z run for Christmas Day. Remember now, this could change. It's still far out. I just want you to see it in case you got any travel plans. Now we're on the 26th, a day after Christmas. I wanted you to see this so you'd be aware if you are making travel plans. And that's a check of your weather. I'll be back with another forecast today for you later on this afternoon to update all of this stuff. Please don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, check all. Thank you so much for commenting, sharing this information, and your thumbs up. I love you guys for everything you do for me. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day, and peace, love, and kindness to all. Thanks for watching.